So my video on failing to sell my coins got a lot of views, more views than any other video I've ever made. And selling is an important thing to know about if you're getting into buying gold and silver, precious metals, because most of us, with a few exceptions of those who want to pass it on to their children, are planning on selling one day. And you should be prepared for that day, because when I first started stacking, I planned to only buy 1 ounce gold eagles. I wanted to buy 50 1 ounce gold eagles. It was my plan to save money. When I reached my goal of 50, I was going to sell them off slowly, maybe 2 at a time. But things happen, things change. You may have an emergency, you may have an opportunity, whatever it is, and therefore you should be prepared for the day when you're going to sell, or when you need to sell or want to sell. When that day comes, you should know where you're going to sell, what your options are. Depending on your situation, you may have to take an offer that's not what you want, like under spot or something like that. You should also, you should definitely also stack fiat currency, because it's that jackass. Because if an opportunity comes or a situation arises, an emergency, whatever, you're better off using cash, your cash savings, than selling and maybe having to sell at a time when spot price is down, or sell somewhere like to a pawn shop or a coin store that's not going to offer you a good price. So stack the fiat as well as the gold and silver. I know it's harder for a lot of us to stack this fiat. Where's my $2 bill? There it is. But I had savings that I was able to use instead of taking a lower price for my coins for this investment opportunity. And that's a good thing. It would have been good if I had 10,000. I only had 5,000, but I'm gonna try and increase my savings after this to 10,000 for those opportunities when they come, or emergencies or whatever. So be prepared. Maybe sell a little bit just to see. One thing that came out of this is a lot of other stackers hit me up. Hey, if you want to sell, I'll buy off you. Make those connections with other stackers. So if you want to sell or need to sell, that's the best way to go. Eliminate the middleman. So be prepared for the day you're going to sell, if you're planning on selling. Even if you're not, you may get that emergency. If you're planning on passing your stack down to your kids or whatever, you still might have an emergency and need to sell. So learn about where you're going to sell and how it is to sell. Like I said, maybe try selling a little bit now and then, just to see how it goes, just to learn the experience. See if you have to haggle with someone, maybe, or whatever. Say, hey, how about, or would you take this? And if you're offering me spot, would you take spot plus 10? Or I don't know. It depends on the situation. Like I said, you may be forced to sell during a time when conditions aren't the greatest to sell. The best time to sell is when everybody's buying, obviously. I mean, I wish I was ready to sell during 2020 when there was just a ton of people buying. I went to coin stores back then and found no gold at all. And even one place didn't even have any silver. It was ridiculous. That would have been the perfect time to sell. So stack the fiat, and be preparing to sell. Always be preparing, because you never know when an opportunity or an emergency or whatever might arise. And then, of course, be looking forward to that day when you're selling off, retiring, and living the rest of your life on a beach somewhere in the tropics, right? Keep on stacking.